Monster movies have been a smash hit ever since someone came up with the idea of having huge monsters fight on screen. Welcome to Binge TV, and today we'll be taking a look at a countdown of the 10 best monster movies of the century so far. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to turn notifications on for more videos like today. Without further ado, let's begin. 10th place, Nightbreed. In the 10th spot of our list, we have Nightbreed, a dark fantasy monster film based on the 1988 novella Cabal. The film tells us the story of an unstable mental patient named Aaron Boone, who's led to believe by his doctor that he's a serial killer. After being tracked down by the police, his doctor, and his girlfriend Lori, Boone eventually finds his home in an abandoned cemetery called Midian, among a tribe of monsters and outcasts known as the Nightbreed, where they hide from humanity. Though the movie was a commercial failure at first, what brings it in this list is its long-standing cult status that has kept it relevant in modern history, being almost completely critic-proof, being unique among its peers in other monster films. 9th place, The Mist. In the next spot of our list, we have one of the most terrifying science fiction horror films, The Mist. Since it's based on a Stephen King novel, you know that this one's going to be terrifying from the beginning. The Mist was even revised to be darker than the original novel, creating unique creature designs to make them different from creatures in past monster films. The plot revolves around members of the small town of Bridgeton, Maine, who, after a severe thunderstorm causes the power to go out the night before, meet in a supermarket to pick up supplies. While they struggle to survive, an unnatural mist envelops the town and conceals vicious, Lovecraftian monsters as extreme tensions rise among the survivors. The movie analyzes both human nature and reactions to the terrifying fate that lies ahead of them. 8th place, The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead has to be credited for making monster movies absolutely demonic. It follows the story of 5 college students who succumbed to demonic possession and features so much gore you could fill 10 blood banks with how much is spilled in this film. Ash Williams, played by Bruce Campbell, is also one of the horror movie's most iconic characters, considered a cultural icon by movie fanatics. 7th place, Pan's Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth is yet another terrifying monster film that could give The Mist a run for its money in the creepy department, as it was directed by the notoriously grim director Guillermo del Toro. This Spanish-Mexican film takes place in Spain during the summer of 1944, 5 years after the Spanish Civil War, while also showing us glimpses of a mythical world centered around an abandoned labyrinth and a mysterious fawn creature with whom Ophelia, the main character, interacts. Ophelia's stepfather, the phalangist Captain Vidal, hunts the Spanish Marquis who fight against the Francoist regime in the region, while Ophelia's pregnant mother Carmen grows increasingly ill. Ophelia meets several strange and magical creatures who become central to her story, leading her through the trials of the old labyrinth garden. 6th place, The Thing. In the next spot of our list, we have The Thing, a science fiction horror monster film directed by John Carpenter. The Thing is about a parasitic alien that assimilates and then imitates other organisms. The film was incredibly bashed by critics and even proposed to be the most hated film of all time by Cinefantastique. However, once it was adapted to home television and videos, it was seen as one of the best science fiction and horror films ever created, gaining a cult following and influencing work of future monster filmmakers. The Thing has spawned a variety of merchandise, including a 1982 novelization, haunted house attractions, board games, and even a remake announced just this year. Yikes. 5th place, Jaws. Jaws doesn't have supernatural creatures or aliens, but its strange realism is what makes it precisely so terrifying. One of the most famous Spielberg movies of all time, and one of the most famous monster movies overall, Jaws is about a terrifying great white shark that's tormenting the inhabitants of Amity Island, a made-up island off the New England coast. Everyone remembers the iconic theme song that comes up every time Jaws appears, while the design of this realistic animatronic shark is what makes the movie so groundbreaking for the time. Steven Spielberg didn't miss with this one, and it's rightfully one of the most famous monster movies of all time. Fourth place, Cloverfield. You know how much we love this one because we've featured it in other countdowns before. Cloverfield is a monster film directed by Matt Reeves and masterfully tells us a story using found footage of 5 New York City residents escaping from Clover, the notorious monster and other smaller creatures that invade and attack the city. Cloverfield's narrative style is what makes it stand out among other films, on top of its clever marketing tricks by employing a viral marketing campaign. The film ends with the finale of Rob and Beth's trip to Coney Island. Unseen by them, an indiscernible object falls from the sky into the ocean. Just before the camera cuts out, Beth states, "I had a good day," leading to its sequel and an iconic backmasking message that tells us that the creature is still alive. Definitely a must-watch. Third place, Godzilla. In the third spot of our list, we have the Godzilla 1954 film. The Japanese kaiju film is the first in the Godzilla franchise, the one that started it all, and also the first in the Showa era. The film stars Akira Takarada, Momoko Kochi, Akihiko Hirata, and Takashi Shimura, with Haruo Nakajima and Katsumi Tezuka as Godzilla. In the film, Japan's authorities deal with the sudden appearance of a giant monster whose attacks trigger fears of nuclear holocaust during post-war Japan. The movie spawned a multimedia franchise so long that it has been recognized by the Guinness World Records as the longest-running film franchise in history, with Godzilla becoming so synonymous with the monster movie genre that he's currently an international pop icon. The 1954 film has been credited for establishing the template for tokusatsu media. Since its release, the film has been regarded as a cinematic achievement and one of the greatest monster films ever made. Second place, King Kong. In the next spot of our list, we have King Kong, another iconic monster film that's also really long. If you've watched this movie yourself, you must know what we're talking about. Set in 1933, it follows the story of an ambitious filmmaker who coerces his cast and hired ship crew to travel to the mysterious Skull Island. There, they encounter prehistoric creatures living on the island, as well as a legendary gorilla known as Kong, who they capture and take to New York City. The project's budget was record-breaking at $207 million, grossing upwards to $562 million, and becoming the fourth highest-grossing film in Universal Pictures history, and being positively reviewed by critics, on top of appearing on many top 10 lists for 2005. It won 3 Academy Awards: Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Visual Effects, and also spawned multimedia productions, including a very commercially successful video game. First place, Pacific Rim. In the first spot of our list, we have Pacific Rim, yet another Guillermo del Toro movie featuring monsters, except that instead of supernatural boogeymen, we have giant kaijus fighting robots in a science fiction setting. Pacific Rim is set in the future where Earth is at war with colossal sea monsters that have emerged from an interdimensional portal on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. To combat the kaiju, humanity has united to create the Jaegers, gigantic humanoid mechas, each controlled by 2 co-pilots whose minds are joined by a mental link a la Evangelion. The movie follows Raleigh Beckett, a Jaeger pilot called out of retirement and teamed with rookie pilot Mako Mori, was part of an effort to defeat the kaiju once and for all. Being one of the most iconic monster movies of all time, this one was both successful and has a cult following that could dwarf many other films even in this list. So what are your thoughts on these incredibly iconic monster movies? Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more videos like today. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time for more.